Don't worry, I'm sure we're going to be hearing a lot more of May's theme as we go on through the night. But what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Hopefully, you are all doing well. I am hanging in there. It is time for, as soon as I pause that, there we go. It is time for another lovely night of streaming. And shout out to Jay, already in there, running or attempting to run, getting some strats down for BO 2. Proud of you. Excuse me. And let's plug in the controller. I have not tried to plug in a 360 controller, or not 360, a PS3 controller in my computer yet, but we'll see how it goes. Bit of fluke, not quite sure I understand everything goes into it yet. Probably want to hit a lot of bullets on taunted enemies for combo scores. No, actually not. Basically, there's a lot of different things you can do to build up on Bayonetta 2. Taunting there is first off, but you want to attack, like you press the attack button, hold it down to get more bullets out of like you're getting the attack and then you're shooting at the same time, so you're doing more damage and that racks up the score. If you're just hitting the gun button a lot of times, it's not going to work on there for it, but we can go over into it more depth. I would also say, if you want to, drop by the Bayonetta speedrunning Discord. In the top of the Bayonetta 2 room, I have a lot of pins up there, and basically it tells you, like, breaks down all the different stuff. It's got some of my kind of a little bit old speedrunning videos for like getting started. They still mostly apply, but some things have kind of changed for the strategies I talk about. But it gets you on going for the right path there. Even we talk about how to kind of get your best shot for generating money. But this is going to be a fighting game stream. I bought Guilty Gear Strive. I played a little bit of the beta. I've played the games off and on since the year 2000, and this game is completely different, so I gotta find out how this game works now. And yeah, it's gonna be a struggle. Let me turn down the volume a little bit more here. I'm going to put on my headphones and let's get rocking. I have NVIDIA, I have the NVIDIA broadcast on, so hopefully you shouldn't hear me snapping my fingers right now as I'm talking. So hopefully that's not coming through. Well, you can jump cancel if you want to do certain things. Like I said, it's depending on how advanced you want to get. But when you're first starting off trying to do speedrunning techniques in the game, you probably don't want to get too complex about like trying to do jump canceling and everything just at that point in time.
Guilty Gear
Yeah, I
Strive.
probably did. There's a couple different things you can do to like actually cancel out movements. You can actually hit the jump button to do it. Like I do a punch, punch, kick, kick, kick with Bayonetta. So what you do is you do punch, punch, kick, kick, and then like right as like before you're about to start like dodging out there, just hit the jump button or gun button, then immediately hit the last kick button. Wow, that is ridiculously loud. So you can either cancel with like a fast gun tap, or you can try jump. It depends on what you're doing and the attack structure and everything else. But there's a couple different ways you can cancel a move with in Bayonetta 2. Already practice your jump cancel like the hammer during casual playthrough. Good. Yeah, that is. It's probably one of the trickiest things you'll have to learn if you want to start speedrunning Bayonetta 2 is the hammer jump cancel. But once you get it down, it's pretty solid. But if you're playing on something like the Wii U, it's not emulated, or the Switch, you can still have some parts where you'll just have too much crap on the screen and it drops your frame rate, and that gets a little bit trickier to do. There used to be a runner. He's actually in our Discord. He wasn't for the longest time, and we all kind of wondered what the hell happened to him because I saw his ESA 2015 run, I think it was, of Bayonetta 2. He played as Jean, and that's where I saw him do like a hammer cancel. I'm like, whoa, what the hell is that? And he was like, he didn't miss a single one. I mean, this guy was like, he is phenomenal. But he gave up speed running and for whatever reason got rid of his runs and stuff. And he eventually came by to clarify. He's like, no, I wasn't caught cheating or anything, but I just felt like not doing it anymore. We're like, okay, that's cool. But the man is like a beast at hammer of jump canceling. No, not for Switch just yet. The reason why is because if you notice, I am actually a mod on the speedrun.com page for Bayonetta 2. Simu emulates just about perfectly. It's actually very close to the Switch, but there are differences from versions. But Switch emulation's not on par just yet. So that's the reason why, is because Wii U, very, very close. I mean, it's basically, you might have one or two graphical problems, but that's it. Because I fired it up, Bayonetta 2 in Yuzu and Ryujinx, and they play the game too fast. They are not the right stuff. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, it's ironically, it's running the game too fast, and Simu actually had the same problem early on. In that it was just like either run the game too slow or it'd run it way too fast. Like you actually, like the enemies on the airplane, there's actually a set amount. People don't realize it. There's a set amount that would pop out, and if you just do punch, kick, punch, and knock them off immediately without any type of long presses, you'd be sitting there on the airplane through for like another 2 minutes waiting for the ride to end. I'm gonna try to get a Wii U emulator then. No sense learning timings if it's too fast. Yeah, definitely not on Switch emulators just yet. Okay, so let's see. Let's see, punch, punch kick, slash, heavy slash? Okay. And what's my dust? There's dust. I have a button for roam and cancel? Nope, guess not. Let's see. There we go. I'm sure there has to be... Whatever taunt is, I'm sure it's probably petting the dog. Okay, but how do you taunt? I'm trying to look up like how you taunt. Like, yeah, you can taunt in the game. Motherfuckers, how do you do it? Guilty Gear Strive, how to taunt. God damn it, I fucking hate people. You have to set the controls to taunt? Really? I was like, oh, it's gotta be just like a button press combination. Really? Holy crap. Oh, man.
At this point, I'd rather beat up a punching bag.
Oh, the disrespect.
Going to the gym after this? Yeah. You miss eating raw meat, huh? You haven't had a bite since you joined human society. Cooking meat gets rid of all the humans and bacteria. Did you know that some civilized countries still eat raw meat? It'd be kind of hard to change jobs at this point, though. Our opponent?
Danger.
Nah, don't do it.
Okay, so I remember the old Guilty Gear games where you'd have a thing called Gatling, which is basically your combo structure, okay? So the universal one was just punch, kick, slash, heavy slash, dust. real simple. They decided to change this game. I think it's now like heavy, like or slash heavy slash. I'll do it now. Yeah, that's your linking now. Okay. Okay, so that's her anti-projectile.
You're slow. You're slow. You're slow.
And center flying.
Positive bonus.
You're slow. This is heavy.
Okay, so that's that.
Pretty careless. Up here.
Yeah, because I remember this being annoying. I guess they still decided to do it. Is that this is...
Brent stillness.
It will cross up, but
Up here.
it knocks them down, so what's the point, really? I mean, you can't...
You're getting tired of this. This is gonna hurt.
You can't really, like, you know, combo them up again. Oh, the series was definitely different Redlock before. Or Relock, I should say. Yeah, it was... People laugh like, oh, you think Guilty Gear is slow because of this game? Yes, this game is a hell of a lot slower than what the gameplay used to be. It was a lot faster and twitchier. The combo structure was completely different and a lot more in-depth. So, yeah, this is much slower. Let's say Gatling, with like your combo chain used to be punch, kick, slash, heavy slash, dust. And then they changed this one to be slash, heavy slash as your starter, which is weird. Which also leads to more heavier damaging combos. And of course with Geo here, it's like, okay, that just kind of leads to nothing.
You're slow. This is gonna hurt. Can I borrow you?
Okay, gotta figure out dust combo, dust launchers now. Yeah, so dust launchers now, I remember from the beta, if you hit the wrong button, like it just launches them to the ground. Before, this was like just a huge launcher opportunity just to get them into the air and just pull off like crazy combos. Like you could hit like 14, 15 hit combos easily off of a launcher like this. And this is just confusing because I don't know how it works.
Can I borrow you?
Yeah, so it's a downward launcher. Okay, so I know she's got a... I can just probably take a look at the command list, huh? Yeah, that one I already know. No. I'm playing Nago Ryuki. Fun, so I feel like I'm learning the game. Entirely wrong with picking an outlier of character. He's crazy. I mean, if this is the first game you've played, and you're playing the guy who's like, oh yeah, he's gonna go into a blood frenzy constantly and just lose a crap ton of health. I'm like, oh, that's ballsy. This is the move I was looking for. Okay, so it's a Dragon Punch. Yeah, story mode in all the games since Xrd Sign has been just basically you don't do anything. You just sit back and watch a movie play. Yeah, so I remember first seeing this, I was thinking, oh my god, this is gonna be like Jury. They're gonna give her like Jury from Street Fighter 4, not before they screwed her over in Street Fighter 5. Really? So you can control it? Do you get to like pick branching paths or anything, or is it just like? Because to my knowledge, there's like no fights or anything. It's just like, okay, whatever. You're just doing it. had a campaign playthrough, it'd be much easier to sell me, and we could be certain to get a bit of enjoyment of it. Well, there's an arcade mode for this, for sure.
Tutorial.
Oh, you're talking about Blood Rage, okay. Hopefully this is all still looking fine and there's no stutters or anything.
So instead
I
of
actually have the settings like set to max, so
playing the beasts, heaven or hell.
Heading out on the road again, Soul?
Yeah, bounty hunter, remember?
Soul versus Kai.
You did save the world, you know.
What's your point?
It was all over the papers. People see you as a
yeah,
hero.
just here is like the dialogue buried like crazy.
Don't tell me you want to teach me to act like
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the audio is. They're like, yeah, listen to our kick-ass music. We have vocals now, which they never used to. So, previous games in Guilty Gear were they never had vocals to them. They would have them, they were not like that in game.
I could have moved people.
And this game's like, you have to listen to our butt rock as loud as possible.
Config. Tutorial.
Alright, now we won't be able to hear what's going on. No guarantee.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts. Heaven or hell.
Heading out on the road again, Soul?
Yeah, bounty hunter, remember?
Soul versus Kai.
You did save the world, you know.
What's your point?
It was all over the papers. People see you as a hero now.
Oh, hell. Don't tell me you want to teach me to act like it.
Well, yes. By order of the new conclave. It's just a formality. Won't take long.
Still a pain.
Duel 1.
Although, ironically, Saul used to be part of the Knights.
Come at me. This will be over once you reduce my health to 0. Excellent footwork. I need to teach you that, I see.
Yeah, so they have changed like everything.
Good.
Okay.
Start evading. Try to land some attacks on me. Special attack already? Are you the one testing me?
Oh god, this is gonna take like a lot of adjustment because they have changed his entire moveset and all his shit is different. I hate it when games do this. They're like, okay, we're gonna take this established franchise and characters you know and just screw all the moves up. Killer Instinct 2 did that back in the day. They're like, hey, Killer Instinct 1 arcade players, you love this game? Here's Killer Instinct 2. All the moves are different. Good luck.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
I'll start attacking now. Try to stay on the offensive. There then. Not bad. You forced me to use my burst. You can use your own to escape while you're being attacked.
Yeah, you also have, like, air dash is like nothing in this game. Holy, that's his air dash. That's pretty bad.
You may be immortal, sure. But do remember to guard. Ah, lovely. Thanks for being so cooperative.
Slap.
We almost done with this bullshit?
We're done. Like I said, it was just a formality.
Why didn't you just tell them you trained? Save us the trouble.
They wanted video. How conveniently obnoxious things are nowadays.
I see. Then let's give them one final recording that'll really knock them on their asses.
Now there's an idea. This time, I'll hold nothing back.
Duel. Final. Let's rock.
First. You really are taking this seriously. Saw that.
Disappear!
It holds my true strength.
Disappear!
Got me. Clearly, I need to focus up.
Volcanic Viper!
Vapor thrust! Have this! You give me no choice! I told you, didn't I? I'm giving this my all. You're mine!
Volcanic Viper!
Stun it!
Volcanic Viper!
Okay.
Volcanic Viper!
I guess they're not gonna let me do supers right now.
Get the high ground.
First, unless they change what that was. God damn it, I hate when they fucking change all the moves.
That should do it. Remember, you can brush up on what you learned today at the dojo. There are other practical techniques to be learned there too.
You trying to tell me I need to hit the dojo?
Like I said, this is a formality. You can do whatever you want.
And here I was, ready to go all out.
Save that energy for your battle with the gear maker.
Yeah.
Do keep in touch while you're out on the road.
Complete.
So, like, it's looking like 60 frames per second, or better qualities, or... Because I changed up the stream renderer. I took it off of the NVIDIA NSYNC, or NVENC, or whatever it is, and put it on X264. So that was the tutorial, really. Didn't teach me squat, really. Mission mode, you can learn a wide range of things, from basic fighting, game knowledge, skill to gears, unique systems. Okay, so this is where it tries to teach you how to do it. Well, it's a 3D model, but they actually did limit frames for certain attacks. They actually figured out a way how to do that. Keep the game 60 frames per second, but then lower the attack animations to make it look like a 14 or whatever. So... Oh, this is gonna be boring. Oh, hey, Gatling! That actually might be easy. That actually might be useful to learn. Since they changed it for this game. It's funny, it's like I turned on like Xrd Rev 2, and it's like I'll be able to pull off a 14-15 hit combo with Saul without trying. And this game is like, this is really hard to do. Close slash, crouching slash, heavy slash. Okay, well, how fast am I supposed to cancel this shit? This is a really weird rhythm to the game. Hey, Fico, what's up? Yeah, oh man, this game is... I don't know if I'm gonna like this game, to be honest. This is like giving me serious, straight-up Street Fighter V bullshit vibes. Yeah, the bandana actually has like smoother, it has like very low frame animation until you start moving, then they kick it up. There's a whole, if you go on YouTube, there is a big humongous video, it's like an hour long, talking about Guilty Gear XR, the game before this, and how, because that was the first game to basically take 3D models and make them look 2D, and the entire process there. And they also talked about how they went through and like, okay, we're gonna make certain things look like they're animating very slow and low, like they're being animated by hand animations, what the game used to be, and then changing it up in the complexities of trying to get it to work in a 60 frames, fully 60 frame environment. How's it feel compared to Xrd? I'm not liking this. This is like extremely slow and weirdly timed. They changed the entire combo structure, so it's no longer punch, kick, slash, heavy slash, dust for just a straight Gatling combo. Now it's like slash, heavy slash, and whatever. And it's got this really bizarre timing. Like, if you ever played NG, and you know he's got this like deliberate like flow to his combat. You gotta do like one move, pause, do the next move, pause, do a move, pause again. You gotta get this like kind of weird hesitant timing. That's what this game does for everybody. This is really, really bizarre. It's a lot slower. That's the funny thing too, because if you point out the fact that this game is slower, this is a slow game, people are like, oh, you don't obviously play Guilty Gear. It's like, fuck you, I've been playing them since the year 2000. It's like, this game is slow. There's no other way around it. It is a much slower, trying to be like more friendly to everybody type Guilty Gear game. The other games were far, far faster. This is a lot slower. Holy crap, I have a double jump. I am hitting up toward... What the fuck? All I can do is just double jump straight up. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? No, you can't dash forward. Oh, okay. Well, here's the problem here, Relloc. I'm colorblind. I am horrifically colorblind. I only see a flash. I don't see the color blue. That's a problem. I hate when games do this bullshit. It's like they don't think about things like this. Like, oh yeah, 10% of our players are going to be like perfectly colorblind. Okay, so I have to look for a flash, basically, and try to time it for that. So it basically looks like it's starting to expand. Okay. Jesus Christ. So if they just only give you the ability to jump straight up, why are they telling you you can jump up forward or up backwards and they lock you out from it? I am not fucking impressed right now. I mean, I've been looking forward to this game for a long time, and just running into problems with the training mode, I'm like, wow, okay. I said, this is like, I am getting major Street Fighter V flashbacks, and that is a game I gave up on after, and people are like, oh, you didn't give enough time. I put in 40 hours in Street Fighter V. That game is just, it's not for me. There's options for my character's colors outside of training mode, but I don't think there's anything for colorblind. This used to be down up. We'll see if they change it in this game to something different. Okay, so it's still down up, hopefully. Oh, I have to land an attack in midair, okay. Well, I'm glad to see that didn't change. It's some button press or something weird. In order to do a high jump, you have to press back and then down. Then unplug your controller, smash yourself in the testicles. If you don't have testicles, then it's not going to work. Sorry. Okay, every single stream I tell myself, I'm going to be nice and happy this time. I'm going to play, and like I'm just like turning into like a rage beast immediately. Or put more into this, but yeah, with any prior experience with Guilty Gear. Yeah, if you don't have any previous experience with Guilty Gear, that's fine. But I mean, if you've played any other ones, this is a major adjustment, because they decided to change everything. Combo structure, timing of moves, everything. Like, when I was trying to do just the Gatling combos, that is like a bizarre rhythm to it, instead of like just before it was like just basically previous games, as fast as you could hit the buttons for a lot of characters, the faster the combos would come out. So with Saul, you could go through, you could do like punch, kick, slash, heavy slash, like as fast as you could hit it there, and the moves would cancel on each other and just come out and just bam, you have this like 5-hit combo out of nowhere. It was awesome. It was like that for 20 years, and then this comes along and says, no, we're gonna switch this up. The Xrd is kind of funny because I bought it when it came out on the PS4 when they were saying like, oh yeah, we're going to support PS3 sticks. Those fighting sticks you paid $200 for, we're going to totally support them on PS4. Oh, we lied. Go buy our new $200 to $300 fight sticks. I was like, nope, I'm done. So it wasn't until like Rev 2 came out on PC that I actually picked it up there and had fun with it. I'm like, okay, cool. I finally got back into it. And Xrd was a lot of fun. I've actually streamed it a couple times. Accent Core, the one on PC with the rollback netcode, that is really fun. That is a good classic one. See, standing, slash, forward slash, changes depending on distance between you and the opponent. What's the difference? I was hoping to see a different animation difference. Yeah, I almost want to go back and just fire up Xrd just to show off, like, hey, I actually do know something about this game. I swear I can play these games. You know, I promise I can. Seriously. Yeah, it's like close and far. I'm like, we're the same. Let's see what happens if I pick somebody else. Mission select. Let's try Nagoriyuki. We'll try him just for fun. I have not played it as all in the beta. When I found out about Blood Rage and just like sapping your health like crazy, I'm like, no. Not until I get better at the game while I try to attempt to play him. This guy got suits, and he's got no dash. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm sorry. I took too much time to walk forward with a character who doesn't have a dash move. That's insane. No, he does not have a dash. I know they have to nerf him somehow because he's got that insanely long reach. Specials every movement. Okay, that's what I figured it is. There's gotta be something for it because they gave you that crazy long reach for him already. Okay, you actually get different animations with Anji. Actually, I hate to say it, but Anji actually feels like the more traditional Guilty Gear style. Just by even hitting these two buttons, it feels like this feels more like Xrd, which is crazy. And he was a more deliberate character. He had this more like very slow flow to his movements and his attacks patterns. Bludge bar goes up if you're using specials, goes down you hit with your sword. Okay, so you have to make sure you hit, so if you whiff, you're in trouble with that guy. Directional input. He does not have 3 unique moves. Well, he used to not have 3 unique moves. So let's see if it lets me combo these together. Probably not, because they changed the combo structure. No, you can't combo those together. You can use 5 specials in a row without a single hit from your slashes. Wow. Goes down over time as well, very slowly. That I've seen from the moves, like from the matches I've seen online of other people playing. Okay, so we're back to Gatlings now. This is a really weird combo and timing. This has not been in any other Guilty Gear game. Starting used to the timing for what they're looking for. It's bop bop bop. It's kind of hard to describe because you can't really hear, because I turned on the NVIDIA broadcast, which should be taking out the arcade stick button presses I'm doing, so you shouldn't be able to hear it. But it's like bop bop bop. Because if I clap my hands, you're not going to hear it. Which is, if you've never heard of NVIDIA broadcast, it's some really freaking awesome stuff. It takes out claps, snaps, whatever background noise is going on, but there's a definite rhythm. It's Anji. It's everybody has Anji's timing. This is so weird. I almost want to change my buttons so slash and heavy slash are just like right next to each other on the top instead of left to right. Because default is like, if you're looking at Xbox 360 controller, punch is X, kick is A, then you have the next button set up, which is Y would be slash, and B would be heavy slash. So it's like, it works on a gamepad, but it's kind of funky. Standing block and crouching block. Okay, so I have to figure out which one's coming. Oh, that's good. There's no... Did they take out just blocks? They had to have taken out just blocks. In previous Guilty Gear games, you had like just defend, just blocks. I think they were... I can't remember what they're called. They were called something different. But if you hit block at just the right time, you can negate stuff. Just think like Street Fighter 3's parries. And I'm used to doing that just automatically. Here comes the attack and hit it down at this time, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't work. Okay, so it gave me the just right there? What? Yeah, but the thing was, like, I was holding it down already. The just block used to be just like Street Fighter 3. Like, if you hit, like, on the frame you're supposed to get hit, if you hit back to block, then you negate it all out. That means they've changed the timing for that. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I'm not liking this more by the minute. Oh my, yeah, this is... I know I'm complaining, but this is like, it's a complete and total shock to me how much they've changed this game. It is just, it is unexpected at all. It's like if you were to fire up Mario Brothers, like here's a new Mario Brothers game and A doesn't jump. You have to hit up on your directional pad to jump. It'd be something like that to that effect. It's like, okay, this is weird. It still functions, but it's not where you're used to. So in a way, I do envy people who have never played this before. Because it is going to be so much easier if you've never played a Guilty Gear game before. Okay, so what you have to do on this is almost like a fuzzy guard almost. It's like, it doesn't move until the attack comes out, because you can hold down, down back direction, and Saul's not ducking down until the move starts. That's when you see him duck down to block. Which is not how it works in the game, normally.
I see you!
That's funky. I have a feeling Anji actually might be the best character for me to use, which is crazy, because I didn't really like him a lot in the previous games. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not close enough to do that?
Take a breather. Just stay put. Just stay put. Just stay put.
So it seems like you have to be like right on top of somebody to throw them. Oh, I got an encoding overload message. Interesting. Hopefully stream's still running smooth. I think it's just my local recordings kind of giving fits. Deuced. So surprising how much I want to grab in this game while I smash and never grab it all. Yeah, because you have to hit the dust button in order to do it in this game. And it is ridiculously short range. Yeah, I was surprised you have to be like almost in that person to throw them, which is... Unless, like, I haven't tried any command grabs yet. Hopefully those have better range. Like, you can be farther back from somebody before you have to worry about it, but... Because you never used to have to be that close. Wait, wait, he said dust attacks are fast? No, they're not. Nagoriyuki, it's not the case with this command grab. Okay, Chip used to be really good. He used to be really super fast. For the command for Alpha Blade, horizontal changes when you are facing left and right. Okay, so they're teaching you that moves changed based on your direction. Yeah. Love the particle effects on the bottom of the screen. The blue looks like a blue line. Use specials or other attacks to get in grab range easily. Yeah, because it seems like I've seen Nagu like do some kind of dash move in, like with one of the specials there, confirm in, then able to throw off of it. Ooh, Psych Burst. Okay, so bursting, learn how that works in this game. It seems like I'm probably gonna end up playing Anji. He feels the most like a classic Guilty Gear. I mean, he has a classic character pretty much, since I think it was X, I think it was the first introduced him in, or X2. Dust and any attack button when blocking or receiving damage will do the blue burst. Okay. Burst seems to really come back really slowly in this game from the matches I've seen. Charging the tension gate. You can charge it? Oh, filling up the gauge. Okay, it's gonna be like landing hits, landing specials, things like that nature, I'm gonna guess. So like, did they put in like an SNK hold down 3 buttons and charge it move? I was like, what? Yeah, it's 1 per round. In the classic Guilty Gear games, you could probably get, depending on the skill of the 2 players, like the 2 people you're fighting against, you have to get like 2 bursts per match, just about 2 to 3, depending on how long it's going on and the skill levels and such. Attack the opponent, fill up your attention gauge to 50%. Fill up the gauge by attacking or advancing towards the opponent. Walking causes tension to grow. Wow.
sight. Vortex. Vortex.
What? Yeah, they don't want you to screw around very long on this. I'm also not high skill, so don't know how much people can really squeeze out. Neither am I. I just always play these games casually. Guilty Gear franchise myself is kind of weird. I've always been more of a Street Fighter player. But I play these games, I love the hell of them, I play them for 2 to 3 months, and then something happens and I forget they exist, and then I come back to them like a year later, I'm like, why did I stop playing this game? And start playing it for about a month, and then I move on, play something different. It's just like, just a pattern I've been going through for years. But I love the games. Keep wanting to do like Gunflame into it, but they changed it. Yeah, I almost want to fire up Xrd. I think I have Xrd installed on this computer. I'm playing on a new PC for the last month. So I'm still thinking in terms of what my old PC had. Let's see here. Guilty Gear. Yeah, I do have Xrd still installed in here. Good. As well as Accent Core Plus R. Guilty Gear XX Accent Core Plus R Super Hyper Fighting Mega Edition. So this special move command, master array of powerful moves. Alright. Oh, yeah! I'm also very dyslexic, so let me stop and take a look at this here. Punch, kick. Okay, I'm guessing it's not a combo, it's just doing one after another.
Now go. All mine. All yours.
Okay, so he is still a little bit different. He's a little bit closer to Classic. Let's try Geo, just for fun. Because I used her a little bit in the first beta I got to play. Yeah, she's very simple.
You're slow. Taking aim. Life's blessing. Learn stillness. You're slow. This is heavy. Not quite. Learn stillness. You're slow. Taking aim. Life's blessing. Learn stillness. Taking aim. Not quite. Learn stillness. Hunt you down.
Impossible.
Revere the sky. Clean it up.
Impossible. Good.
Let's see what our resident player does here. It looks really good. I will give it that, but it just plays completely different. Like I say, if you've never played a Guilty Gear game before, no problem. But if you're an experienced player, it's an adjustment. It's gonna be a little bit different. Um, how do I get Blood Rage? Wow. Okay. Hmm. Oh god, and you have to hit him, you have to be close. Why? Oh, Jesus. You think they go, okay, if you pick this character, we need to program in different values, like have maybe Blood Rage fire off immediately, you know, so you can take care of it, no problem. And then you can go and do the other one, like make sure you land in close. This game's like, no, everyone has the same time. That's that's a little different. All right, let's throw some SeaWorld objects at people. While listening to the happiest pop music ever. %50 health? Did I see that right? That is sick. I can see why people pick May. Yeah, her supers are crazy. The Pietro style makes it look like more adultish. May's always been older than she looks. But they said, like, let's kind of age her up a little bit, you know? Change her look. Come on, game. Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. Everything has a rhythm to it in this game. In, like, the previous games, she looked like she was, like, 9. Like, 9 or 10. Here she looks like she's at least, like, 15, 16, maybe. Or 18, 19, depending on your region of the world and your personal hang-ups. Alright, so let's see what our buddy Saul does.
Let's do this! Tyrant!
I remember when Faust used to be called Dr. Baldhead. And they retconned him. I know he's got a super where he like smacks people in the shin with like a wheelchair. Yep. Quarter circle back twice, had problems with regular moves. The Skullgirls like semi-quarter alone. Well, this is like things I'm used to. You get kind of like weird pretzel knots, like okay, half circle back, forward, and different things like that were pretty much done by SNK with their fighting games, like King of Fighters, Art of Fighting, Metro Melee, things like that. They started kind of doing an even more complex, crazy things. So I'm used to that pretty much, but in this game, there's a rhythm to everything. I'm not sure if it's intentional, like they're trying to make it like feel like more musical on the beat, like at the time everything, or what. But it's not like other games where as fast as you can pull it off, it does it. This one you have to go slower and more deliberately. Okay, that's unexpected. I'm just trying to figure out like who's got the better ones for me to kind of try. Let's try Chippy. I have Skullgirls. I've never played it. I know that's like blasphemy. I just never got around to it.
Can you keep up?
Well, that's cinematic as hell. I like it. Fun guy. So what's my air variant? Oh, they better be in the air as well. Got it.
Can you keep up?
Tekken 3 as a kid, like, oh, I played as a kid, and like, I was a teenager in high school? Is my microphone too loud? It looks like it's like peaking at certain points, like it might be a little too loud or redlining. I want to make sure I'm not blowing out eardrums or the microphone itself. Because it's going to like hard yellow on my graph bar here.
Can you keep up?
I found that I've always been way too old to play Smash Brothers. I can never track where I am in that game at all.
Can you keep up?
I don't know what it is. Yeah, finding people on your own skill level in Skullgirls is kind of like going to Fightcade and just picking a random guy, you know, random person to fight, and they've been playing that game since, like, it came out in the arcades and never stopped, and they know all the infinites. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna get trashed. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about Skullgirls. I picked it up. I just never got around to playing it for whatever reason. I thought Skullgirls had a system to stop infinites from happening. But then again, I play games like X-Men vs. Street Fighter, which is nothing but broken infinites, so... Everybody has the same Gatling? Are you kidding me? This is the... Oh my... Okay, Chip actually is really fast. I mean, not like visually like, I'm gonna move fast type deal, but it's like, okay, this is like... classic. So real fast, I'm gonna do this. What? What will it be? is it? Yes, you can access. Um, put this up here real quick. Give me a second. I'm working on it. I know you're looking at a black screen. We'll be going back to Strive in just a second.
Gear Exar. Rev 2.
Training. Who dares to enter the mayhem? Soul Bad Guy. Sato 1, A Shift 2.
Xrd.
Soul versus Sato. Get ready to
Yeah, so this is Xrd. Yeah, combos were. And this is classic music, by the way. This is like the Kai theme. This is what most of the soundtrack used to sound like. I just always joked that the Guilty Gear games were rock albums. They decided to attach a fun little game to. This is like way faster. Like I said, you had like freeform opportunities. You could have fun in this game. Yep. He's in this. But I mean, you have like stand-ups and all this other stuff, and Xr's just like, or Strive's just like, just stay on the ground. You got knocked down, counter. It's like, it is much slower. Nice to be able to go like, oh, I want to go to Gunflame now. Or Fake One. Dash actually will like usually start to be dashing forward, but you can get like distance on your dash now. But yeah, I mean, this game is just, it is much more fun. It really is a lot more fun. All right, but we're anti-fun now. We gotta go back and play more Strive.
Rev 2.
Goodbye, Xrd. I'll always remember you. Back to no fun gear. Okay, good. We've got the screen back up now. Okay. So here's the problem with Guilty Gear Strive. Like, all your stuff's online. Like, oh yeah. If it's the first time you sign in for the day, you're sitting there looking at, like, connecting. Preparing network. Communicating with server. Yeah, so Venom might make it in. I mean, they've announced that they're going to be doing different DLC, season passes, and so forth. I expect two people, because they said like two people are going to be new, and then three of them are going to be returning characters. I have a feeling that we're probably going to see Jam show up. I like Jam a lot. She is like a really big combo girl, really fast rushdown style, but she is just weak as hell, and that's her problem. So you can land like all these crazy ass looking combos, just juggling everybody, and it just like, it's like, oh, I did 10% damage off of that 30 hit combo. It's like, oh boy. So you got to really work for her, work to get her going really well. Server connecting is bad, netcode's amazing though. I mean, it's nice that I'm happy they finally realized, hey, they've solved the entire internet thing here with rollback netcode back in 2006. people are screaming at us that they've been wanting us to implement it. Maybe we should do it. It's like, yes, I played Guilty Gear Double X, Accent Core Super Hyper Fighting Mega Edition. I played against a guy in Japan, okay? And I got my ass kicked. Not because of the network, it's because I sucked. That dude mopped the floor with me. He was legitimately good, but it felt like he was sitting next to me playing, and I'm literally halfway around the world from him. It was like, holy cow. So, I mean, you got good rollback netcode, it works really well. Netcode, basically, rollback netcode is a predictive network structure. It basically says, okay, if I don't have this move here, what's the next move going to be? If you're holding forward, usually it's going to continue to hold forward, so it says to do it. When it finally gets that information in, if it checks to see, okay, did our simulation play out? Yes, keep going forward and keep happening. This all happens like before, like in a microsecond, pretty much. The speed processors and everything else are going on. Let's say the next 2 frames, we're still not getting information coming in. We finally get it and said, hey, my character, so keep him walking forward. He pressed a punch. It rolls back those 2 frames to where the problem was, and then basically changes that into a punch. And a lot of times you'll never even notice that there's a problem at all or something has changed. It's all happening so fast in the background. It's just like you usually don't notice anything at all. There's a really good video by Keats. Let me pull it up here. It's definitely one you want to watch. He's the guy who also did the rollback for Killer Instinct, which is one of the best rollback netcode games I've played before Xrd. And that was like the high standard. And he explains in full detail with animations pertaining to Killer Instinct, of course, like how the rollback works, and it explains it perfectly. Yeah, here we go. Talking netcode with Adam Keats Hart. So I suggest if you want to learn how this all works and have some really good examples explaining like the history of it and how it pertains to fighting games and everything, and any game using it really, you definitely want to check this out. Now, is Nintendo doing anything good with online? If only, yeah. Nintendo is kind of funny because it's been well documented that years ago, actually not even too long ago, they're like, hey, we want to, like, for the Switch and the Wii U, those Wii U stuff, they're like, we want to go through, they had developers, like, we want to go and implement things like the PlayStation Network has or Microsoft has and everything else, and Nintendo eventually had to say, listen, stop bringing these things up. We don't know what online is. We don't know what these things are you're talking about. They are literally that far behind. They have no idea how that stuff works at all. So that's not surprising, unfortunately. So they're like, yeah, don't mention this because we don't know how things are working like that. It's pretty bad. Nintendo is a very, I mean, this is a new no duh thing here, but there's an explanation behind it. Nintendo is a very Japanese company, as in, they stick to the philosophy of not from here or not invented here. And that's pretty much the entire thing with their stance for a lot of things, especially towards rollback netcode. We didn't write it, we didn't invent it, we're not going to use it because it's not what we've done before. It's not from here, it's not invented here, we don't care. We're going to keep doing what we're used to, what works for us, and we're going to keep doing that. It's because it's what we've always done. Why should we change? This is how it's always been done. We don't want to change at all. And that's pretty much the entire corporate attitude. And then that's why you have things like Street Fighter V that supposedly uses rollback netcode, but they fucked with it. No, I mean, there's no polite way to say it with it. They fucked it. They basically took the rollback netcode that they had from like GGPO architecture and rollback netcode in general and said, we're going to change this and make it our own thing here because we can't do what they're doing for us. We have to invent it ourselves. And they screwed it up. And that's why it's so terrible in Street Fighter V. Oh, please, hit me with your counterattack. True. But what are you getting out of Switch Online? You're not getting multiplayer games. You're getting free games, quote unquote free games that they are drip feeding you, and it's games you don't care about. The games that people want to buy, they want to spend money on, they would pay money for, they don't care. They're not releasing them out. Imagine if they had Earthbound for sale. Imagine if they put out the localized edition for Earthbound 3, which they have. Do you realize how much money it'd make them? They don't care. You know, it's just like it's just how it's not how we've done things. This is how we've always done it this way. We're not going to change. Except for it's like, what, $10 for an entire year or $20 for an entire year? Not a whole lot of money when you compare it to other things like, well, even like PS Plus. I pay for that because you get like games with it, and they're actually decent games. I mean, if I didn't have like Final Fantasy VII Remake, if I didn't buy that day one, they gave it to you like 2 months ago. You know, it's like, and that is a phenomenal game. I'm dying to go back and play 60 frames per second if I ever get my hands on a goddamn PS5. But imagine how much more money they'd be making if they actually sold the games that people want to play. Instead, they're just giving people crap instead. So they're like, hey, because I jumped on it, they're like, here you go, here's like free 3 months, you know, try it out. I'm like, okay, sure. Like, I actually ended up getting like a full year of that Nintendo service for free. And I streamed it when they got the Super Nintendo emulation stuff up. Those are horrendously laggy. I don't know what emulator they're using, but it's not good. It is like, you're trying to play Super Metroid with 8 frames of lag. It already has 5 built in naturally, which is why it feels really weighty, and that's why I'm always impressed by speedrunners who can deal with that. But then they added more lag on top of it because they're crappy emulation. Air backdash. If I dash forward, I can go backwards. I have a feeling I should just probably jump into select matches in arcade mode to see how this works. Or actually, like, jump into something that's going to teach me something useful. Yeah, mission select. Let's see if I can find something that's going to teach me, like, Roman cancels. Special move cancel. This might be something interesting. Yeah, it's actually a decent port. Sigma 2 is actually better than the 360 version, or not the 360 version. Excuse me, dyslexia. Sigma 2 is a better version on the computer, the Master Collection, than the base PS3 version. It really is a better experience overall. And definitely looking into it further with CD last night. Is it, you know, we're kind of like, because was it Unwary told me about it. It really seems to be that the Master Collection port of Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 is actually a port of Sigma 2 Plus, which was on the Vita, but it's been changed to 60 frames per second. Crazy thing is, though, is that the Vita port had red blood. Like, instead of the purple mist, it was red. But it also had like extra costumes and things like that, which are in this version of the game. So it's like, huh, okay. Would I recommend the collection? I'm still on the fence for that. If it's for Nintendo Switch, no. Avoid that version like the plague. If it's on any other system, PC, sure. I mean, if you want to get into the Ninja Gaiden games and you're not familiar with how they play on any other systems, that's fine. I mean, I am the extreme end of that because I've played all the different versions. You know, it's like, so I have them all hanging around my skull, learned to speedrun a good chunk of them. It's like, so I'm not the average person for it. But Sigma 1 is actually not bad. Sigma 1 is another improvement over the PlayStation 3 version. Because what it does is that basically, PlayStation 3 would have this, it loaded constantly. When you put it in the game disc into the system, you had the option to install the game to help speed up the loading times. So you install it, it's like 6 gigabytes of data, and you'd still have non-stop loading. It's like you'd run into another room, Like, my most famous example is you're in the first level in the Ninja Fortress. There's a trapdoor you have to go down at one point to get what you need to finish the level, to open the door. But when you jump over it, every time it's a loading trigger. And if you're over that, if you're like over the trapdoor itself, it stops your momentum and forces you directly down it. And you'll run into like these loading parts where you'll see loading in the lower right hand corner, and it just stops the game. You hear the music going, but you're just frozen while it waits like 4 seconds to load, and then you just keep going. These ports, get rid of it. At least on PC, that's gone. It's no longer a thing, which is great. So Sigma 1 is a lot of fun. I have no problems with it whatsoever. Sigma 2 has its problems with, definitely with some moves being missing and not working right, like the Tonfas. You can't do the Azuna drop with them because the third hit launches them too high. Or actually, the second hit launches them too high, you can't connect the third, so that's broken. The level 4 Dragon Sword ultimate technique doesn't keep them in there, knocks them out of it, so you're just slashing air. So unless you're fighting a tall Van Gelf, you're not going to hit anything. You know, there's different weird things with that because they lost part of that code. They had to rebuild it themselves. They also forgot to put in certain moves because of it. Hopefully things will patch, but seeing how this is just such a shit lazy port, they probably won't. Then you got Razor's Edge, which is fine. If you're not going to speedrun the game, it's fine. If you're going to speedrun the game like I do, then it's a abomination because it took out the infinite karma glitch and they added 5 frames of input delay. Zoning. That's not gonna work. It's not gonna combo. Way too far back. Yeah, it's quite shocking. Oh my god. Really, that's all I want you to do is just one super? Okay. So yeah, the thing is that Sigma 1, Sigma 2 were PlayStation 3 games. So the theory was, at the time, that they were going to take the PS3 version of Razor's Edge and port it over the collection. That made more sense. Here's the issue, though. If you're speedrunning the game, you have to do an infinite karma glitch, which basically you have these golden scarabs. If you land on it the same frame you hit the pause button, or your weapon menu to upgrade, it triggers a glitch that basically keeps repeating over and over you picked it up, which gives you 5,000 points. Like, we're talking about maybe 20 times per second. It is like, maybe even close to 60 times a second since it's a 60 frame game. So yeah, it's 60 times 5. So you'll get, like, as long as you don't unpause, you can have infinite amount of money coming in. So on a speedrun, you do that once with Ryu for about 15 seconds, once with Ayane, the two characters you play. You'd have all the money you need for the entire speedrun. You can unlock all the weapons instantly. Everything you needed at your disposal, done. However, PS3 version, if you do that on a speedrun, do the Infinite Karma glitch twice, very last level, you're in Mizuki's Jeep riding through the streets like the highways of Tokyo. You go into the tunnel, the game hard locks. It crashes. PS3 locks up completely. You have to turn it off. It basically comes back on and says, hey, the hard drive's damaged. We need to repair it. It is like a major problem. I did it on an emulator, RPCS3. It crashed that. It was so accurate. It had the same problem. So, Master Collection comes out here, getting back onto where I've been going here with all this. Master Collection comes out. I learned the day one it comes out, it's the Xbox 360 version they ported over. Not too bad. You have some random things where sometimes you just fall through world geometry, or directional inversion where up becomes down, down becomes up, left, right, left, things of that nature, randomly. I can deal with that. And I start playing it, and it's very quickly obvious that there's 5 frames of input delay that they added on top of it. then they took out the infinite karma glitch, so you can't use it to speedrun. Unless you're going for like a straight off new game plus no glitch thing, but you're looking at like a 4-hour run. It's like, it's just not going to be fun. Yeah, so keep in mind that Sigma 2 is going to be very different from the Xbox 360 version of Ninja Gaiden 2. It really is. There's no way around that. It is a completely different game. You have lower enemy counts, lower enemy encounters. You don't have you don't have incendiary shurikens or windmill shurikens. Those are takeout. You can't charge arrows for UTs. Blood and gore have been removed, and there's a reason behind that. Is because the PS3 only had half a RAM of the Xbox 360 to utilize, so in order to keep the game running at 60 frames per second, all that stuff had to go. It's not a bad game, it's very different. Speaking of X times a second, do you know the infinite health door Half-Life 1? No, I've never really done that. I have no idea what that is. I've never heard of it. Now, there's a guy who's actually modding Razor's Edge for the Master Collection. He put out a video today showing how you can change your character models in it. So if you want to play as Ayane, when you actually have reused moveset, or Mizuki, or Joe Hisashi, you can do that. It's kind of funny. Every object in the game, if you get shoved in, its hitbox takes like 1 damage every second. That's great. Dust plus anybody not blocking or receiving damage.
You made me do this! Let's take a break! Sorry!
Okay, so blue is like if you're taking damage or blocking. Gold is when they're not doing anything. Okay. So the speedrun, you make it give you thousands of health, even though your counter is at an unsigned bite. So it's overflowing and it gives you weird stuff and... Okay. Okay, so... back or down back, plus 2 attack buttons except for dust. So it's like a push block? Huh, okay. So you gotta time it, you can't just spam it. Alright, let's try some arcade mode. Let's just get my butt kicked.
Arcade. Who dares to enter the mayhem? Giovanna. Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts. Heaven or hell.
Looks like you want to ask me something.
Only if you know the directions.
Giovanna. versus
Directions to what?
Axel. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Life lesson. You trying.
The game started off on hard. I think I saw it start saying like hard round. I'm like, what?
Duel 2.
Life's blessing.
Yep, that's.
Just take Grant Up here! I can finally go home.
Oh no, you've got business with that samurai. But I can't lead you to it. I can sense what you're after, and it isn't good.
Fine then. I'll search for him on my own.
Okay, so it's supposed to get your ass kicked? Or he's also, his name is Axel Lowe as well, so he's also Cockney Kite British, so they'll say, I'll ask you a question. In my terrible accent, apologies.
Begin operation.
Yeah, don't care. Can we just do this?
Giovanna versus Faust. Duel 1. Let's rock.
You're slow. Taking aim. Yeah. My apologies. All yours. Can we not? Come on. Scared. Now what? Me. Scary.
Still trying to figure out her moves, it just don't make sense. Fuck. Okay, main menu. Yeah, her moves just don't make sense. I need to figure them out.
Axel Lowe.
My apologies. All yours.
Okay, so she's got like a Rekka, just like forward and heavy slash.
Here I go.
That's just her standing slash.
Clouds bouncing. Life's blessing. Here I go. Not quite. You're slow.
Okay, so that's that
You're slow.
move.
Pretty careless.
She's got backwards fireballs for kick and slash. Her punch is like not used basically.
Grant stillness.
And she's got
Won't get by me. Life's
he's
blessing.
almost like a 2-button character.
Here I go. This is heavy. Life's blessing. All yours. Fear on the wind. I'm tired. Please don't move. Are you? Not quite.
Okay, so I can't do that in air.
Clouds bouncing. All yours. Yeah. Pretty careless.
Okay, so it seems like backwards fireball is a lot of her
slow. Up
moves.
here.
Or like hurricane kick motion, I should say.
Pretty careless. Grant stillness. Up here. Here I go. Pretty careless. Grant stillness.
Okay, so I gotta find like a new character to play as. Oh my. This is such a weird game.
Who dares to enter the mayhem? Chip Zanner. Melia Rage.
So I expected her, taking a look at Geo, I expected her to be like Jury from Street Fighter 4. She's not. And that's sad.
Shadow Clone! Check! Alert! Check! Briscoe! Sensei! Here I go! Alpha Blade!
Okay, so I got...
Surprise! Alpha Blade! Gamma Blade! Shadow Clone! Gamma Blade! Yeah! There! Slow! Zip!
I have a dive kick? Kind of. Okay, so that's his... So Slash is his Dragon Punch. Okay. So he's got a Rekka. So why don't I buy the Star Fox costume in Noah Ton? Because you have to exit the level in order to put it on. So there's no real reason to really kind of put it on or buy at that point in time. You can just kind of save on your money and just worry about the last second. Because you have to go back into the store anyway once you get past Noah Ton Chapter 1. So since you have to go there to buy everything you need anyway, just buy the costume then. Trust me, I've done it other ways. I've experimented with that, like, why don't I just buy it here? I've actually gone in, bought the costume, exited out of the level, go back in, and try to see if it saves time because you do more damage with the Star Fox costume. You lose time. It does not work out for you, so that's a command grab is circle back, half circle back, slash. He's very versatile, okay.
Positive bonus.
It doesn't take that long to get to the shop, really, if you're speedrunning it, so... Okay, so what's the combo structure? It's gonna be slash, slash... kick, that's just gonna be a launch because we're just near the edge.
Positive bonus.
Okay, so... Why does that not connect?
Sensei! Can't see me! Rest in pieces. Ada Blade!
Okay, so we might have better success with Chip.
Arcade. Who dares to enter the mayhem? Chip Zanov.
I hope somebody makes skins for this game and turns them to Galford from Samurai Showdown. Yeah, so it seems like it's a different routing for, like, if you're good, like, it's an adaptive difficulty level. It seems like if you keep going on hard, like if you beat May, who's gonna hit me with every single dolphin she can think of,
Mankind knew that they cannot change
then maybe
society.
it continues on that route forward to a certain point.
Reflecting on themselves,
We'll see.
they blame the beasts, heaven, or hell.
Want to help with my domestic training?
Sure, I'm domestic as hell.
Chip versus May. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Gamma Blade! Beta Blade! That was nothing! Back off! Gamma Blade!
Yeah, I'm having more success with Chip.
Back off! Surprise!
Are you ready? Mr.
That catches you. You cannot interrupt that. I'm like, maybe I can, like, counter super. No.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Experience!
Zageki!
Gamma Blade! What?
First max. Slap.
Good. From now on, he's your teacher. Dodo Mizaki left you so that he could get strong enough to keep you safe.
Yeah, I get that. But why is he my teacher?
Melee Rage was like a pure rushdown character in the previous games, and she could just really put the pressure on, so I expect her to be kind of overcharging as well. But Chip, so far, if you're a classic Guilty Gear player, Chip is... Yeah, I was thinking it felt like Angie at first, but it's definitely Chip. It's like closest to what you're going to be used to. If you're used to Xrd, Chip is going to be probably the best
can
match so
run.
far.
I won't mind.
This is your only chance to stop me.
Chip versus Melia. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Amelia's got a kick-ass theme.
Wide open! Beta Blade! Surprised? Sensei! Can't see me! Shadow Blow! Sensei! Can't see me! Sensei! Shadow Blow! Back off! Let's go!
That was accidental Roman cancel.
All things must pass.
Chip wins. Duel 2. Let's rock.
Here's a treat! Beta Blade! Surprise! Sensei! Sushi!
I've never seen Claymore.
Go be a ninja.
Is that an insult or
Wins.
trying to encourage her to become a ninja? I'm not sure. I've heard of it, but I've just not seen it. I still need to sit down and watch the Castlevania Season 4. Oh man, I have not seen that yet. It'll probably be like very close to it, but it'll be just slightly different spelling. Lungi was like a kind of like a lockdown character.
They cannot change society.
A lot of his moves would get through other stuff you're doing, like if you threw a projectile, you could like spin past it. His butterflies will kind of lock you in place.
No hard feelings, boss.
It's kind of like an interesting character.
You say that now.
Champion versus Angie. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Yeah, like that stuff. You just countered it. Just spinny dippy.
That was nothing. Get a blade. Alpha blade. Alpha blade. Good stuff. Here's a treat. Good stuff. Oh, yours. Not yet. Shadow blow. Get him.
Oh, okay.
Shadow blow. Get him.
Oh my god, so if you hit that Shadow Clone, that does damage to me as well. Because I'm like, okay, how's this move fair, really?
Shadow blow. That was nothing. Togamazaki. What the? Shoga Sensei. Alpha blade. Sensei. Togamazaki. Here I go. This was just
Yay, I just want to get something fancy looking at the end.
Champion wins.
I liked it a lot. I thought Castlevania was really good.
Togamazaki. Shadow blow. Surprise. Zip. Not there. Yeah. Yeah. On my feet. Shadow blows.
I want to talk about the series as a whole.
You're dead, you know that?
Perfect.
Go be a ninja.
Well, the thing is, the animation's expensive, even computers, which is mostly everything is done these days, but yeah, they just don't want to put up money for it anymore. One of my favorite animes of all time, and I suggest watching it in the English version, is Project A-ko. And that is like, I have like the DVD of it, the special edition, where you get to hear the commentator track, and they're just talking about like, we didn't have a budget really for this film, so they just went ape shit. And they're just like, they had like so many like incredible cell drawings, and it's like ridiculously animated for this stupid story about like this girl romance, where this one girl's like mysteriously superpowered and aliens from space, and you get like these amazing space battles and crazy animation going through it. It's like, they're like, yeah, we can't get away with anything like that, anything close to it anymore. I wonder if it's on YouTube still, because they used to have it on there for a long time. English dub. I think this is it. Yes. This movie is one of my favorites. If you ever want a silly movie to watch, with a kind of funny ending to it as well, Project A-ko is the way to go. It's a crappy YouTube version, but it's free. You can watch it that way. I actually have the remastered, which looks way, way better. They went through and digitally cleaned it up. It looks great. But it's a good comedy. it's just one of those things, like, they just didn't, like, for Castlevania, they didn't think the show was going to succeed. Like, the first season's, like, 6 episodes, and, like, season 2 is like, well, we'll give them 8. Then we'll do 10. It's like, just give them a full everything they need just to get the story done, you know? Just get it accomplished. It's, people like it. But Netflix seems to not want to do shows past 3 seasons, usually. So, I know that season 4 is going to be the last, quote-unquote, season for Castlevania. They're going to be doing something different. I don't know what,
It's your only chance to stop me.
Champion versus Giovanna. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Alpha Blade! Alpha Blade!
Scared.
Sushi! Ada Blast!
Keep wanting to, like, connect into a Dragon Punch.
Shadow Thumb!
Scared. Did I call you?
Yeah, so I think I found my character Chip. I think, like, I am getting used to him. He is, like, more... The game is still a little bit different, but it is, like... He is the closest you're going to get to, like, an XR character.
You're pretty strong.
My mind clears.
Champion wins. Duel 2. Let's rock.
Ooh, hit me in the dust.
Alpha Blade! Alpha Blade!
Scared.
Shadow Thumb! Gamma Blade! Alpha Blade! Shadow Thumb!
There's so many things I want to do with that. Like, I want to go out, like, send that and then, like, link it into a Dragon Punch, or... And they just don't connect.
What the? You sleeping? That was nothing! Alpha Blade!
Heavy.
Gamma Blade!
I can finally go home.
I can finally go home. That's funny. Those shows are made a single season, then milked out to be more than that. Kinda. I mean, the worst example I've ever seen of a show getting repeatedly screwed over, and it's, I call it the Fox syndrome. I don't know where in the world you're at, Rallock, but if you're in the United States, we have a wonderful, fun television channel called Fox, and they are known for canceling good shows. They're like, we don't know what the hell to do with this stuff. We're gonna cancel it, and oh my god, it's a ghost. It's Twalis. Holy shit, my friend, where have you been? Of course, I haven't been streaming through most of the week because I've been tired working because I work now, but holy crap, it's good to see you. Look forward to the day we have a Rachel Ray channel points and setup. Oh god. That will be the day the world is a better place. Maybe I'll have to do that, like a certain amount of points, we redeem it, and I go and watch a Rachel Ray recipe of the viewer's suggestion and just rip it to shreds and watch my sanity crumble. 10,000 points, watch a Rachel Ray video together. Yeah, I think that might be worth it. But anyway, Fox is known for canceling good shows. They just don't know what the hell to do with stuff. So, and it reminds me of the second season, like, or The Legend of Korra. They're like, hey, people love the hell out of Avatar, The Last Airbender. We're going to give this new show 1 season, wrap it up. And they're like, oh, wait a minute, we need to do another season here, change that, we screwed up the ending there, we'll make another season, but then we're not going to support it at all. We're not going to really tell people when the show's on. We're going to keep doing things differently. Season 3, we're going to move it mostly to offline onto our website at random. And then despite all that, the show still has an audience, it still is watching, it's still highly successful. Then they bring back Season 4 to actually air it on television. They still keep moving around the time frames of when it's on. It's like they kept trying to kill the show. Exactly, it was like Futurama, the meme, because Futurama got canceled by them, and then they got brought back, and they got canceled again, and they went to, like, Comedy Central, and it's just like, oh my god. But yeah, Legend of Korra was so strange because they kept getting screwed around by executives. It was just so... They just kept trying to make sure the show failed at all possible costs. That, and I'm gonna lay it out here, Korra was a bitch. She was the worst Avatar ever. I recommend it as part of the series if you've seen all The Last Airbender, which I highly recommend, not the live-action movie. Don't get any ideas, Twalis. But, But yeah, it's like watch them all together. They make it all ties in together, but it's like Korra's just kind of frustrating at points.
If you lose,
So yeah, I'm actually streaming Twelve on the weekends now because I haven't seen you forever. I'm gonna pause the game and talk to you real quick here for a second. Korra's really not that not that likable. She's a pain in the butt. Yeah, so Avatar: The Last Airbender is the dude is not the James Cameron movie. No, we're talking the animated show on Nickelodeon. I saw the Rift Tracks version of the M. Night Shyamalan movie version of The Last Airbender, and even the Rift Tracks could not save that movie. It was just, there's no excuse for it. He's like, everyone's like, okay, the character's name is Aang. The show is an American-produced anime. I'm calling it right now. Avatar: The Last Airbender is anime, okay? You can have anime, it's just a general style. Doesn't matter where it's from. A lot of anime people like is made in Korea. They don't know that. We just let them play with it. Yeah, you saw the earthbending scene. So here's the thing, okay? So characters' names are in English. Aang. He's like, no, the character's name is Ong. It's like, you have the source material. Listen to it. It's not hard. So here's the thing, though. So the movie version of like the Earthbenders being held captive by the Fire Tribe or the Fire Nation, it's like they're surrounded by rocks, and then Aang shows up and starts waving around kung fu slowly, creating wind, and everyone's like, what's going on? What is this? Is he some kind of bender? It's like, oh god, this is so stupid. So he convinces them, like, hey, you're surrounded by rocks. What are you doing? Fight back. So then you have a whole bunch of people line dancing. It's supposed to be a kata, but they're line dancing in kung fu, and then they slowly lift up one rock and send it flying at a person. That was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. In the show, it was a little bit different. There were Earthbender prisoners. They were in the middle of the ocean on a metal platform, and they were like getting coal and processing it. So they did have some rocks there, but they were still nothing mostly that they could use. And Aang does show up and like, you know, cause them to resurrect and fight back, which is a little more interesting. They'd be more resourceful for their attack. But it wasn't like they were just surrounded by boulders all day long and going, oh god, what's our skill? We throw boulders at people. Should we use this to attack our oppressors? No, don't do that. Characters didn't look like the ones from the show at all, correct. Zuko and Iroh just got butchered. And it was the weirdest thing too, is like everyone's powers came from their chi, okay? You had to use some type of manipulation. Like waterbenders had to use the moisture in the air, actual water, things of that nature, no problem. You understand how the rules of the universe work. Firebenders use their internal chi to shoot flames out in their techniques. So, M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong decides, oh no, they have to have an actual physical source of things. They have to set up a fire, like get a fire going themselves, and then they take that and manipulate it to shoot it at people instead of just having it naturally inside. It's just like, there was just so much wrong with it that I've met people who watched that movie and said, I'm not going to watch the TV show because it's going to be like this. I'm like, no. You go sit down. I will buy you the show. Sit down and watch this. The show is so much better. But get back a little to 12, what I was saying here as I try to play and get back to this while we're not watching a screen of do nothing. But I actually got a job. I do IT now for a major insurance company I will not name. But so I do that and like 7:30 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. I walk like 5 to 6 miles a day, so I am really tired. So I don't stream during the week anymore, only on the weekends, which is a shame. But yeah, so I still stream. It's just on the weekends, unfortunately. You also have Part Airbender, like Captain Planet. Kinda. There's a character later on who teaches one of the main characters how to bloodbend. Basically, she's like a waterbender, but she teaches her how to like to suck water out of the air, and then also how to control people through their blood. And she doesn't want to learn. She's horrified because the person she learns that the person who's teaching her how to do it has been killing all sorts of people to learn how to do it herself. So she's like, so she is horrified, but in the end she has to use bloodbending herself in order to save her friends who are about to die. And then she's forced with the knowledge like, okay, you know how to do this technique. You can kill anyone you want. Good luck trying not to do that for the rest of your life if you get pissed off. On a scale of Shaq Fu to Street Fighter, where do I rank this game? I would rank this as Battle Arena Toshinden. It's not bad, it's not great, it's definitely different. If you've never played a Guilty Gear game before, you'll fit in, you'll have no problems whatsoever. It's not going to be any different to you, what's like any different, but if you have played any Guilty Gear games before like I have, it's going to be an issue. You're going to be really thrown off. So it's definitely going to be an adjustment. Chip, so far I found, is like the best character to use if you're familiar with like classic Guilty Gear. Oh, that was a good bait. Yeah, exactly. Like, Rylock, like, this is his first one, so he's having a blast with it. For me, it's been an adjustment. I had to find a character that has to start to work and make more sense for me. Because they changed the combo structure, the movement timing, everything is just different. So, I finally found a character I like, Chip. He's closest to the previous games I've found. So I'm having fun playing it now, but none of that's just kind of a struggle for me. What is this? What? May's gonna help me out? Go, SeaWorld, go! So that's interesting.
You and Dodo Mizaki both have potential.
It would be really cool if you had a tag mode. Like, if you could tag, like, have like Tekken Tag or X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Let's see, sticking with the trope of final boss and fighting games don't follow the actual rules, pretty much. The girl is kind of like Aquaman, except for, like, she can summon dolphins and everything. She's got a really poppy song. This is the first soundtrack for the games where they have vocals on the games themselves. They always had the vocal versions of all the songs, but this is the first one in with everything. So it's different. Looks pretty. But I mean, if you've never played a Guilty Gear game before, you'll probably have more fun with this. But if you're used to Xrd, Accent Core, anything else like that, it's going to be a trip. And Eno used to be the boss, so...
I like a good jam session.
If you lose, you gotta be a ninja.
Chip versus Eno. Duel 1. Let's rock.
There!
I'm playing with this.
Don't you move!
Yeah, Eno used to be like, if you played against an Eno player, you know you're in for a fight, because almost like nobody picked Eno unless you were like really good at the game, because she was a good mix-up and could just hit everybody. So she was like no joke. Yes, that was an honor.
All things must pass.
Chip wins. Duel 2. Let's rock.
She was like, she could lock you in place and fly across the screen, and
Lucky punch. Shoot slow! Sensei! Here I go! Here's a trick! Get a blade! Spin a blade! I'm there! I'm there! Alpha blade! I'm there!
Try to see like if I can combine that into like a downward strike or something.
You did try your best.
It's really hard to get a dust launcher in this game. It seems slower.
Chip wins.
I said throws you have to be ridiculously close to this game, and same thing for like doing a dust launcher. It feels like just a tad bit slower than Xrd. Mr. Unga Bunga, who used to be one of my mains. I used to main Saul, a little bit of Kai, Jam. Those were like my 3 go-to characters. Chip I didn't really use in any other game either, so it's kind of funny that he's like the most like the previous games.
Or hell.
Hope you said your prayers. If you lose, you gotta be a ninja.
Chip versus Soul. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Eat this shit off! Organic Viper! Sushi! Chest! Wide open! Here's a treat! That was nothing! That all?
It looks something up real quick. What is it? Okay, so it is that.
Form is emptiness.
Oops.
Alpha blade! Sushi! Beta blade! Alpha blade! Retro! Sushi! Gamma blade! Vortex! I'll trick ya! Here's a treat! Bandit bringer! Son of a bitch!
Can you imagine Ryu Hayabusa shouting, "Here's a treat!" when he throws Shuriken? I imagine it'd be more like Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, when he's fighting, was it Voldo? It was like, I can't remember the guy's name. They're like the guy with the eyes who could like stop time. Was like, here's a biscuit. Just throws dog treats at him. It's like, you pick up a dog?
That didn't even kill much time.
I miss Dragon Ball Z Abridged,
Wins.
but they got burned out and didn't want to do Dragon Ball Z content anymore because they were so tired of it, and it's all people wanted to do, and they wanted to move away from it, which is why they constantly do goddamn Dragon Ball Z content still, those fuckers. Yes, but Jay, let me ask you a very serious question. Have you seen Dragon Ball Z Abridged? You should watch it. You should watch all of it. Everybody should watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged. If you're familiar with Dragon Ball Z, you should definitely watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged, because it's hilarious. So yes, you know, you could also say Kakarot throwing a carrot if you want to get super technical, but yeah. But they did, Team 4-Star did Dragon Ball Z Abridged. They did it all the way through to the Cell Saga, the end of the Cell. They said, we're not going to do Boo. Like, Boo would take too long. It's like, just skip a lot of crap. A lot of it was useless filler. Just get rid of it. But they also did Final Fantasy VII Abridged, which is a lot of fun too, so... Yeah, I've not seen the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged because I'm not into Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon were things that passed me by because when they came out here to the States, I was like senior in high school
Mankind
almost.
knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts.
So I understand why people like them, but it was just kind of past me, you know, at the time frame. Just wasn't my right time for it. Uh-oh. Warlock, I'm gonna need your help here on this. Quick, give me all the details how to defeat him instantly. Right now. Go.
Yourself.
Dude, you let me down. I mean, you had that quarter second to respond. What the hell? Oh. Is the audio matching correctly with the video? Because I had to adjust the delay yesterday, and I didn't think about that today. So hopefully the sound effects and everything are matching with what's going on the screen. Oh, crap. Oh, wow, that knocks down hard. Oh, shit, that counter is super. Sounds alright. Okay, yeah, because I just want to make sure, because we found out yesterday there was a half-second delay from the audio from the video. So I just want to make sure that's still going fine, like, you know, things are happening and you're not hearing, like, you're seeing me do a punch and then hearing the sound effect a half-second later. Yo, he's broken. I've seen Maximilian play this, and he was doing, like, a super hard, and whatever reason, the computer version cheats. He's not taking damage in Blood Rage. He has no vulnerabilities at this point in time. Ultra Street Fighter 4 would do that as well. The Street Fighter 4 series would do that for Akuma, Goken, Seth, and somebody else. There's like every character, like for their final versions, had like a special version of themselves that could cheat. And some modder figured out how to get to those codes and basically unlock it. So you could prove that yes, the computer was cheating by pulling off moves you could not physically do normally. Oh, Street Fighter 2 cheated like you wouldn't believe. 16 when anime started in Germany, so yeah, still somehow liked it. Everyone has their own things. Just for me personally, it just missed me for the time period. That's all. I'm not going, oh god, it was like too babyish for me. But it's like, it just missed me. It wasn't the right time for my point in life for where I was at. Holy crap, he does way too much damage. Yeah, you should be losing health like crazy right now if you've never seen the game before. Not what I wanted to do. Yeah, so the thing with Nago Ryuki, if you're not familiar with this game, and the few things I've seen is basically when he enters this state right now, the Blood Rage state he's in, where his sword's red, he has his mask off, he's supposed to be losing a massive amount of damage. I mean, it's like his health just gets drained. Yeah, so the computer decided, you know, we're gonna make him the boss, I guess?
Rest now.
And they're just gonna let him cheat.
Open up.
Nago Ryuki.
Nago Ryuki? What? Is that Nago Ryuki? Nago Ryuki? Let's try a rematch.
Duel 1.
Well, he is a vampire, so...
Rest in pieces.
Nothing. Alpha Blade. Alpha Blade. Sugar Totomizaki. Here I go. Alpha Blade. Back off. Shadow Sushi. Wide open.
Hey, he's invincible. They remove his frame from that. Are you kidding me?
I see.
Can you keep up?
They took out his hitbox frames. Yeah, it's just everything. I remember the first time they showed him, I was like, wow, okay, this guy looks really awesome, but like he's got to have some kind of deficit to him just for the huge range he has. But it's fucking... He did half life damage. Oh my god. Yeah, so it's like he's got just about no weaknesses unless you're playing with him normally as a character. It's like normally. That knocks you back. He's got invincibility on that. It's crazy. It's like whenever he transitions. Yeah, and he's plus on that too, so he's fine. So he has like no downside to him at all. Now, if you've ever played the original Guilty Gear, the very first one, the final boss is a character named Justice. You can play all the way through to that game. Oh, that's another thing that's missing in this game is instant kills. You used to be able to do a input and instantly kill your enemy. But that was taken out for Strive for whatever reason. I don't know why. But Justice was like the first boss character in the very first Guilty Gear game, and she reminds me a lot of Nago right now. It's like basically just like super cheap, cheating, just nonsense. That trap doesn't work? Full screen attack? I swear that blood gauge is draining super slow. I'm trying to stay away from... Really? Oh, okay, I have no invincibility frames on that super. Blocked it. Like, did I find an exploit? Jumping dust into crouching dust?
So high and mighty. You're not even taking this seriously.
He is pretty neat.
I'm just enjoying our bout to the fullest. But perhaps we'll finish this another day.
Wow, I got the great ending. We'll finish this someday. Goodbye. It's like Kung Pao Enter the Fist. We'll meet each other many times in the sequels, and flies off, gets caught in a tree. Kung Pao Enter the Fist is a stupid movie, and I love it to death. Yes, that was it. That was the arcade mode, which is pretty much kind of standard, kind of. Now, in the previous Guilty Gear games, I know definitely with XX Accent Core, um, depending on how well you did, you could get different branching endings. You would have different endings and different story paths and so forth. Pardon me. So I'm presuming it's probably going to be the same way here for this. Like, if you can play all the way through on hard, then you might get a different ending for it or something more elaborate to it. So Nago does seem really interesting. I was really interested in him when they showed off his trailer for him, like showing off his movesets. Before they kind of explained, oh yeah, Blood Rage. By the way, he like just bleeds health like crazy. It's like, oh no. Other than that, he looked really cool, but I remember thinking, like, there's gotta be some kind of downside. Then I heard he didn't dash. I'm like, okay, yeah. I forgot about that until I started playing the game today, because it's the first time I actually got to sit down and play it. But it was just... I was like, okay, he can't dash, but he's got this crazy range. Neat. He does so much more damage than I would have ever expected. Ridiculous amounts of damage. Like, if anyone's a Street Fighter 4 player, Abel or Abel, depending on however you want to pronounce it, I call him Abel. Early versions of Street Fighter 4, he was busted the hell and back. His Ultra did 70% damage. It was like, you couldn't block it either because it still hit you. It was like, whoa. And that's what Nago kind of reminds me of, just like this super high-powered character, just ridiculously OP, and in needing of a nerf, kind of, so to speak. I don't really like nerfs, like buffing everybody else up to kind of like match it. That'd be cool, but we'll see. Everyone has a tag like rush down or super speed. Yeah, kind of like a trait, right? Yeah. His is like one shot. His is like overpowered one shot, but he's like slow moving, kind of like a grappler, like Zangief or Zangief in Street Fighter. Not fast, hard to get in, but he does some pretty good damage if he can throw you. Like, Potemkin is that same type of character in this game. Big, lumbering, not too fast, but if he can throw you, you're going to be in Hurt Town.
Game over.
I have no idea if there's anything there. I'm just going to hit start to skip it. So with the Maze showing up, I think it'd be really cool. I don't know what it would cost or to do, like if, or take to do, really, I should say, for attack mode in this game. I thought I heard something like that in, what was it? In like the earlier development stuff about possibly doing like a tag mode, where it'd be like X-Men versus Street Fighter or something, where you can basically swap out characters. That would be really cool. I hope they do something like that for this game. I think it'd be really neat. A neat little thing on top of it. But we'll have to see. Right now, I'm playing the PC version because I can't get my hands on a PS5. Makes me sad. Really want to play through Final Fantasy VII Remake again. They haven't announced the PC version. Extra sadness. But, there's no crossplay for this. So if I start really liking this game, I'm going to have to buy it on PS4 because I do have a PlayStation 4 stick. I do have a PlayStation 4 and start playing it there. Unfortunately, the PS4 is 720p. This is running 720p right now just for the stream. This looks better than the PS4, like leaps and bounds. Like, I'll try to see if I can recreate what the PS4 version looks like. See if I can do that in the middle of like dojo or something. Dojo, training.
Who dares to enter the mayhem?
We'll pick Miss SeaWorld. Just so we can have a happy song to listen to. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I never thought... I mentioned this yesterday on my stream. You're probably here for that, Jay, during my epic ranting and drunkenness. About, like, I've never thought it'd be so hard to spend $500 in my life on a console. For either Xbox Series X, just so I can have full backwards compatibility with all my titles, or a PlayStation 5. cool. You can actually hide the menu to get clean screenshots. Okay, so just take a look at what the game looks like right now, okay? Oh, jeez. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. As a person who has fibromyalgia and chronic exhaustion, I know exactly what that's like. So it happens to me every single day when I come home from work, which is why I do not stream during the week anymore. I like hard rock music. I love the soundtrack for these games, but I just love the song. It's so great. It's so unexpected for a Guilty Gear game, too. Okay, so keep in mind what this looks like right now, okay? I'm going to try to make this look like the PS4 version. Unfortunately, I can't do the changes here. I have to go back to the main menu. Settings. Display settings. We're doing 720p just for stream. And I stream on a single monitor, so that does not help. I don't have room for a second monitor on my desk, unfortunately. So I think medium would probably be the universal of what it should be. Would probably be I have a base PS4, so... Yeah, that's my life. If I overdo it... Oh god, what the hell happened? It's like Vaseline blur. This is not right. The PS4 was not like this. What the hell? That's not right. Okay, yeah, let's crank that back up. Oh wow, that was unexpected. I didn't expect the world to go bloom. So usually medium settings on games like this are pretty close to what like the PS4 will output. Now I don't know if everything loads this fast, but I am running on like crazy NVMe like M2 drive, so I know the PS5 loads this fast. No, this is just what they think this level should look like in this on this setting. Just like smear filtering. Oh my god, why? PS4 did not look like this. I know a level I saw was Geo. Let me take a look at Giovanna real quick. Yeah, it's still really weird. It's like, I don't know what's causing that bloom. Well, here's the thing is that the PS4 version runs 720p. Even if you have a PS4 Pro, it's running 720p. I think. Now, I know base runs 720p, I think Pro runs 1080, but still, it's like, I played the first beta on this. Base PS4, because they didn't have a beta for PC. That does not look right. Let's see what's going on here. VSync, image quality settings, custom, scaling resolution 100. Maybe post-processing is the problem. Ambient occlusion, that's fine. But here's the thing though, is that, like, Jay, is that I streamed the first beta, on my capture card. So I was playing on my computer monitor like I'm doing right now, because this is a gaming monitor. It's gotta be something on PC that's really screwing it up. Usually post-processing is the thing, like Tekken 7 has that problem with chromatic aberration. Oh god, no, it's just... For whatever reason, I decided to put medium as like this weird bloom. What the hell? And I swear the game is not running full speed right now. This feels slower and visually slower. Is it just me? Am I crazy? But it looks like it's slower. Keep in mind, I am running a... This is a Intel i9 10900KF, which out of the box runs 5.2 gigahertz per core. It's a 10-core, 20-thread. I'm also running an NVIDIA RTX 3070. There's no reason a slowdown should be happening. This is the other good song I really like. There are some bangers in the soundtrack. I still like the previous games better for the music, but there's some good ones here. Let's try... Let's just try straight FXAA. Usually it's just like some line sharpening, but not too bad. It kind of like gets rid of the jaggies on it, but it shouldn't be anywhere near it. It's like a literal bloom problem. It's insane. Even on the bird it looks blurred still. Yeah, this is insane. I swear the game is running slower too. This is what my stream has evolved into, like exploring the PC settings. Like, why is it like this? Display settings. What if I turn post-processing sometimes can be the problem there. Yeah, Rolluck, no problem here. You know, thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. I do stream on Saturdays and Sundays. Next week, I'll probably be going back and maybe either playing more Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 on the Master Collection or start working my way through Razor's Edge on the Master Collection again, just to try to see if I can get used to like maybe doing a new game straight off, or even New Game Plus. That might be the same thing here to bypass it as well. And then I'll probably be playing more Guilty Gear on Sunday, so if you want to drop by, that's all cool, but have yourself a good night. Thanks for dropping by. I do appreciate it. It's always fun to have people hanging out. Even if you're lurking, lurkers are always welcome here on my channel. Sorry, let's just try FXAA. We'll try post-processing down to low, because I know on Tekken 7, post-processing makes everything blurry for some reason. It's really weird. If you go past medium on that game, it just looks really ugly. Yeah, because I thought it was set by medium by default there. Alright, catch you next time, hopefully. See you around again. Have a good one. Yeah, it's still blurry. Oh my god, that's so weird. Do I have Tekken 7 installed on my computer? So one thing you have to do for Tekken 7 is disable chromatic aberration. Yeah, I do, because that looks really ugly. Tekken 7, you remove chromatic aberration, like if it's on by default, it looks like everybody's smeared. It looks like this right now, like they smeared the entire game with Vaseline. You take it off, the game looks amazing.
Got you.
Okay, but check this out. I do the throw. You can see the bloom disappear. Like if I hit her with the dust, like right there, disappears. Right there goes clear.
Got you.
Throw goes away.
Sorry.
Technically, it's in 3D right now, but as soon as they move the camera, that's what's going on. Because every character in the game is independently lit. That was part of the E3 talk I mentioned here earlier. Yeah, if you want to learn like how this game was done in like super depth, because I know you have like a huge backlog of things to watch, kind of like myself on my watch later list for YouTube. But this talk at GDC goes through, explains exactly how XR in this game works for the visuals. Every character is individually lit. They're not lit by the world, they're lit by themselves. They have their own independent lighting. They might be, but it just doesn't make sense because I've been playing on this with higher resolution, but it's just so weird. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this. I'm gonna be ending the streams kind of soonish anyway because I need to get some sleep because I got to work tomorrow. But that's it's mind-boggling. I was wondering if I would go to the store. Nope. How to get out of this here? Click here to return the game. Yes, we will. Settings. There we go. Okay, effects quality. Yeah, so post-processing is low. Texture quality is medium. Let's bump it to texture quality high. See if that helps fix it. Because the PS4, it looks like really kind of grainy. It's kind of hard to describe. It just looks like you can see like lower detail. Like there's a lot of jaggies, like anti-aliasing, or something is not on.
Angie Mito.
It's gotta be some kind of quirk for the PC version. Yeah, it's still got the freaking bloom. Because what I was running on was everything high. It was image quality. See what auto setting says for my PC. Everything across the board. Because this is what I was streaming on. I actually had MSAA on. You can tell already there's no blur.
Too late.
Okay, I swear this game, like this stage has lag to it. It does not feel fast enough. It seems like it's running slower.
Too late.
So let's test this. Let's go to a different stage. Let's see. Training settings. I can change it from here. Oh, no, never mind. It's not the graphical stuff. Never mind. wonder if it's just that stage, because you see some things like that sometimes it's really weird. Like Street Fighter V when it first launched, if you're on Dalsum's stage, it wouldn't run 60, it'd run 50. Yeah, this is... Whoa, this is faster. Okay, so it's, for whatever reason, Milia's stage runs slow motion. There's a problem. It's not like my PC's not up to specs. It's like, it really is. It's fine, but... So Milia's stage has a problem with it. That's wild. I wonder if anyone's had that problem yet or noticed it. Yeah, the game is... It's only the stage. Wait a minute. Wait, how did that fire? That was only hitting dust. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but like literally, you can feel. I can see that the game is slowing down. It's not full speed on the stage, and it's so weird. So let's see what I can crank this up to and still have it stream kind of decently, I guess. They turn on my preview window so I can see what it's like. It's gonna screw everything up, I apologize, but we're gonna mess around just one last thing before I go for the evening. Okay, so keep in mind I cannot see what the any chat windows are in here, but we're gonna just take a look and see what it's like on full max everything. So I don't have a 4K monitor, so it's not gonna display 4K, unfortunately. Looks good for me. I mean, it just looks really nice. It's pretty sweet. Now, of course, this is basically 1080p on my side, being downscaled to 720p for the stream, but it should still have the full quality settings.
May I borrow you? How would you like to fly? I'm throwing you. This is gonna hurt. Got it. Please don't move. This is gonna hurt. Taking it. Not quite. Got it. Got it. That's what I need. Uh-oh. Quiet. Uh-oh. I'm pulling.
So it looks great there.
Config.
We'll adjust this back for normal, but yeah, there we go. So that was kind of interesting to learn how that kind of works out, but it is what it is. It's an interesting quirk. I'll have to look it up online to see if anybody else has seen that problem yet, but I'm pretty sure they did. But for now, thank you for so much for hanging out, everybody. I do enjoy these streams quite a lot, and especially watching me play a new fighting game in training mode mostly is usually not the most entertaining thing. So thanks for anybody who's lurking or hanging out. Shoutouts to Jay, Ralok. Very cool to see you, meet you here. I think it's the first time you ever dropped by my stream. I know you're gone for now, but very cool. Thank you very much. Twalis, also my friend. I have not seen in a very long time. It's awesome to see you hanging out. There's someone else here as well I saw earlier. I'm scrolling up through the chat, so I always like to try to thank everybody I can. I think he may have just gotten off here. Scroll through the chat, I apologize. But anybody lurking or watching here or commenting, you guys are always cool, and I appreciate it. As I mentioned, I will be back next week, next Saturday, Sunday, sometimes Friday as well, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't know when that is, just copy and paste that into Google. It'll tell you for wherever you are in the world. It's around that time. Unfortunately, it's not a set time anymore. It used to be like every other day, it'd be that time, but that'd be it. Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry, Jay. I'm a crappy streamer. But keep an eye on my Twitter anyway, which is Sporsel555. Gives you an idea of when I'll be streaming or if I need to push things back. Like, I actually remembered I had to change my paint patch, which is why I had to delay it half an hour, because it takes like about 5 minutes to do, because you gotta put on the patch, you gotta trim the area for hair, put on the patch, make sure that sticks, then put on the covering on top of it. I have to do it twice because I'm on 2 patches, so it takes a while, but yeah. So next Saturday, or next stream, I'm planning to do probably either more of a playthrough on Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma for the Master Collection. Might try to see if I can mod around a couple different characters, look a little differently. Or I might start working on getting a full clear state so I can do New Game Plus runs for Razor's Edge. So that's going to be interesting to kind of try out there. Then I'm going to give Guilty Gear Strive another go. Chip is a lot of fun. He's the most accurate to, or most reminding me of the classic Guilty Gear games. So we'll have to see how that goes there. But Jay, like you mentioned there, you're trying to continue to learn Bayonetta 2. That's awesome. If you have any questions, go to the speedrun.com page underneath like the tools and stuff. There is a link to our Discord. Just drop on in. You don't have to say like, hey, I know Wurzel, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just we'll play it cool on the download if you don't want to bring attention, or you don't have to say anything at all. But check out the pinned messages we have for Bayonetta 2. We have a lot of good information up there that I've made and other people have made as well, that helps out a lot of information about like techniques to use and different strats and so forth. It might help you out if you want to get serious about running it. So next Saturday, planning definitely to do probably Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma or Razor's Edge, working on getting all the stuff I need for that, and then more Guilty Gear Strive. But till then, I will see you all next time.